pull, pull, pull. We're in lockdown. We're in lockdown. Frustrating. So frustrating. So frustrating. Frustrating.
I'm Justin, and this is Black Opal Direct. My family have been teaching and exploring opal since 1961. Click the subscribe button and enjoy as we dive into the best gem in the world, Black Opal. G'day and welcome to Black Opal Direct. My name's Justin. If you didn't know, if you're new here, welcome. We are now in lockdown again, so great fun times. And what would you rather be doing than cutting opal? So I'm going to cut a piece of opal. And by the way, it's raining outside as well, so I can't even go fishing. Well, I could, but it's not very comfortable. But anyway, today we are going to work on a nice little knobby opal. And I think even though she's a small knobby, I reckon there's a few good lessons to learn in this little piece. So let's not wait any longer and get on the wheel and let's have a good look at her. All right, well, here is our little knobby, and this little guy is quite a nice example of what an opal knobby can look like. Now, that colour in there does look very clear and watery, and we've got a little bit of potch and sand on the top here, and then we've got a little patch of black potch on the back right there. And if I shine the little flashlight, you can see that pretty much it's all pretty much clear sailing inside, I'm thinking. So if I turn that light off and we still shine the light in there, you can see, or you can hear that rain outside, you can see that that is quite clean in there. So I don't think there's going to be anything too hard about cutting this stone, but what I will say is what happens with these types of knobbies is the colour can look quite watery when it's looking from the side and even the top, and pretty much all over. You can see it looks a little bit watery, but I do believe that when we take, and we're going to keep this side as the potch, as the back, when we do take this down, I think that black potch on the back should make the opal colour kick more than it looks like it does now. Okay, so that is the grand plan. But firstly, before I start taking anything off the top, I'm just going to go around the edges and clean off any bits of sand and just get a really clear picture of what's going on inside. Alright, so let's get the wheel going. The water going on that wheel. Okay. Alright, so let's just give it a bit of a touch up around the edges. Just so you can get a clearer picture of what's going on inside. Alright, so now I've cleaned it up a lot more. You can actually see very easily, you can see that colour bar is really quite clear, and even the light is too strong for that colour bar. So you're, I have to actually point it away from the stone just to get a better picture of how clear it is in there. So here we go. Let's have a look at trying to get the top off and see what this colour and how it faces best. So, alright guys, I'm going in. Wow, big sand hole in the center. But I'm pretty sure that that won't last. That will come out before I get to the bottom. That is the plan. You can see how the potch doesn't cover the whole stone there on the back there. It really shows up in the top, so that it really takes a lot of the nicer color away from the stone, or it takes the quality away. So I'm going to bring that in a little bit on the edges. See, it's almost clear of all the white spots underneath, or clear. So now I'm going to roll that dome a little bit, and hopefully we get a nice high domed out of this stone. That would be cool. Go. It's quite nice. Round up that back a little bit. Be ready for the dop stick. And I don't want to take any of that potch off the back that might go through and show up some lighter colour on the back, on the top, sorry. So I want to do it right. There we go. There is our nice little rub, and let's have a closer look at it. Alright, so as you can see, the black potch has really brought the colour out in that stone, and it looked really weak from the sides. So you always got to be really cautious about losing good black potch, especially on a weak colour bar, because you can get so much stronger colour than you expect. So shall we cut the stone now? Sometimes good things do come in small packages. You know, I've cut a lot of gems in my life, and some really beautiful, expensive stones. But I really get so much enjoyment from cutting little gems like this that are just as beautiful in their own right. Because they take me away from the stresses of real life and send me into a world of colour, which usually ends up in my dreams at night. When you love something this much, you live and breathe it. And when an opal turns out as well as this one has, when you didn't really expect it, and it shows you the best it can be, it's so rewarding. I mean, I bet you didn't think this stone would work out as well as it has. Let me know in the comments if you didn't think so. Yep, I did just ask you to subscribe, please. Well, isn't that interesting? What a beautiful little gem. See, you can't take a blue knobby, a nice knobby with some weak colour, you can't take it for granted thinking that it might not cut. So if you see one that is quite inexpensive if you're actually an opal buyer, and you see that weaker colour bar with some black potch sitting on one side, you have a really good chance of it turning into something like this. What a beautiful little gem. And this one came out at 1.35 carats, and it's an N3 with a brightness of 3, so really nice high dome. Really happy with it. What a great stone. And it turns out to be about $1,500 for the stone. Love it. So what I thought would have been maybe a $500-600 stone if it faced from the side the way it did, so weak, and then all of a sudden with that black potch facing up through that color, like kind of like what a doublet does to clear crystal, same effect, and really made this opal kick. So I'm super happy with that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that one. I know it was short. We'll see you next week. Thanks a lot.